Whew. All right. What is good, everybody? What is so good? Let's get to this. We got something going on here. Do not adjust your televisions and your YouTube streams. This is KazamaFury. I know it's Sunday, 11:30 in the morning here on the Northeast America, but I was gonna do this last night, but I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I need to get some sleep. I passed out for a long time, and I was stuck like up throughout the whole night. I watched the first season of My Hero Academia after watching Agents of Shield. So it's been crazy. I was able to get some sleep. I'm gonna sleep later, get my sleep cycle back in pattern for tomorrow. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe somebody would join me. Maybe. So let's see what's going on with the restream and see if I can change and update everything. Wait for at least somebody to check in. You know, I usually, like I said, I never really schedule these things ahead of time. So right now I'm just here and stuff waiting for someone to join in. Anyone. But I got a lot to talk about. And a lot of it has to do with, it's the fandoms today, man. You know, as somebody who got into a lot of things like either late or been there from the beginning, it's kind of hard to like just go crazy about it. But you know, you gotta love it, but then you gotta hate the internet at the same time. And a lot of people have been really showing their ass when it comes to how can we say, what is it, Game of Thrones. Good God, man, I've never seen this much belly aching. I've never seen it from this series, but right now it's rivaling Star Wars, the current gen of Star Wars. That's basically what the fandom of Game of Thrones is rivaling right now. And then I'm like, I look all through my suggestion feed all the way down, and you can't go a mile without seeing something about Mortal Kombat Jax ending. I seen something this morning. I was like, oh boy. Without seeing something about Game of Thrones being bad this season because it's the final season. Everybody got these delusions of grandeur, how they want it to be happy. It's never been. This ain't no fairy tale show. Fuck it. I don't really, you know. And then now we have Game of fans. The fandom are actually saying the Star Wars fandom is justified, which I'm like, really now. So you're gonna be okay with how the Star Wars fans were going nuts and going ape shit and overreacting about stuff to justify that you're now doing that. You just like months ago, year or two ago, you like, oh, look at the Star Wars fanboys. Now it's the same thing you're doing, but now you just, it's okay now. It's the same thing when it comes to, what is it now? Sony. Microsoft and Sony are working together to make cloud streaming, AI, and all this stuff better. Because, hey, what's going on, AO? How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. And they're going through all these strides, and I was waiting for people to damage control. It took like a good day or two for a lot of the Sony fanboys to damage control actually what is going on. Yes, all this shit talking about how Microsoft ain't doing this, Microsoft ain't doing that, Xbox don't have games, they don't have no exclusive games, but you know what, they got the same third-party games for the most part as PS4. And then on top of that, they still found a way to be more profitable than ever with the Xbox division, because Game Pass, I'm gonna tell you, Game Pass did it. Xbox Live's doing it together, and you can't really beat the fact that with Game Pass, what first party games do come out, will be available same day on Game Pass, and all you have to do is pay $10 a month. Are you playing games tell you, but you just reading that. Black Ops 4, man, I tell you, but this is the only game. That's all y'all got right now, man. I gave up on that race right now, and I really did. I really did give up on that for now. But to tell you what is going on with the whole, how can I say it? I lost my train of thought. Like I was saying about the speaking of Black Ops 4, PlayStation, it's PlayStation. Everybody was saying how it's gonna be the more profitable. I mean, like, it's going to be the standard gaming console, and everybody thinks what's going on in this generation is going to carry over. There's no guarantee when it comes to these next-gen consoles and how Sony and Microsoft operate. At the end of the day, they are in it for the paycheck, just like any other company. This is what these companies need to sustain. They really do. So, now I remember. Microsoft had a very profitable year from the Xbox division despite it not having first party games. And you know why? Because I say Game Pass and Xbox Live. And now think about this. Game Pass is $9.99 a month. You don't have to stream your game. You don't have to worry about streaming. This is what Sony was going to do with the PS Now. You had to stream the games. And the reception was very, very poor. I mean, I watched people play Resident Evil Code Veronica X through their PlayStation 4 and stream it, and it looked god awful. And this is no fanboy. This, I'm telling you from what I've seen. I mean, I watched Where's Barry on YouTube. He takes these long hiatuses. He's a Resident Evil content. So if there's no Resident Evil content to play, he's not going to be on until there's something new to play. But I was watching him play Code Veronica X. I was watching my friend Nemesis, who has his channel there. He got about 4,000 subs. Check him out. He's very passionate Resident Evil fan. And I've watched him play the same thing, Code Veronica X, through the PS Now, and it was no good. Like, it looked very bad. It looked like you might as well just played it to the PS2 and it looked far better and streamed it. But this is what was going on. And their current streaming service, what's the name of it? I forgot it. Something. I forgot the name of the technology they're using, and it's not good. So, of course, eventually they will come to Microsoft to improve that, because there's money there. PS Now could be making them money hand over fist, but it's no good. So you come to a person who's mastered that, who's made this into a profit, and all the gamers can talk about it. All the Sony ponies can be like, hey, well, there's the games. We got games over here. But Microsoft's like, you know what? Fuck all that. And that's much to our dismay. Much to our dismay, that they don't have the first party games to rival Sony's console. That's much to us. That's much to our detriment overall as gamers, because like I told you, I'm multi console. I go where the games are, and I'm going to be critical of all three of them. Some people will sit there and they talk all this mess about it, and I'm like saying, at the end of the day, and as I always been saying, show me your pay stub from Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo. Show me your pay stub. Because you all, from how I see it, you all sound like a bunch of grown children arguing about who's the more popular kid. And it makes no sense. Meanwhile, the games are the worst we have had in a long time. Like, quality-wise, these games are god awful. Like, broken, need patches. I mean, you can't make deadlines. You know, but they want to make the money. They want to put out all these games incomplete, and they want to make the money, because they are catering to people's how can you say, people always want the newest, and they always want something they don't savor experiences because the games aren't being taken care of in development. They don't spend enough time in development that have you playing for a long time. I mean, this is why Rockstar takes a long time. You can call Rockstar's loot boxes and whatever or the microtransaction, you can call that predatory because it is. But when it comes to what's inside the game, it definitely takes a while to play. It's like nook and cranny. You know, I say the shorter experiences from the Grand Theft Auto series was probably 5. A lot of people can back that up. That 5 it's not as big as like San Andreas or 4 was, or Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. And Red Dead Redemption 2, that game there proves that you don't have to do a 2-part game. If you want the game to be out, what you will do is you will run that. You will basically run that development, and you will take the necessary time to bring us a complete game. And look at Hideo Kojima. We still don't know what Death Stranding is about. We still don't have a definite date on when that game's gonna come out. We don't, because the game is not ready. Okay, this is not him working with Konami now. This is him on his own working with Sony, and you have to acknowledge the fact that it's ready when it's ready. It is. You see what Konami forced him to do with Metal Gear Solid 5. So these fans aren't savoring the experiences because these games are empty. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 was empty. Was it trash? That's a matter of interpretation, but it was empty when it came to comparing it to the previous 2 installments. But like I was saying, a lot of the fans don't have these games. I don't think a lot of them even know how to really get an experience through the game. It's like they gave you these trophy systems now. Everybody does it. I mean, the achievements. Microsoft gave you these achievements, but they've been doing achievements since Xbox 360, basically, and so Sony have been doing it also since PS3. The thing is, this is what people are going by now for gameplay. Like, to feel accomplished. Oh, I got this achievement. I got a platinum. I don't care about that. If you're making the game shorter and shorter, the platinum trophy don't mean a goddamn thing. It's not a tournament where you can just put in your trophies and you're going to win a prize, or they're going to, hey, congratulations on getting a platinum trophy. Here's 50% off the next title that you want to purchase from the PlayStation Store. No, they're not doing that. I mean, it's fun for a personal thing. Like, hey, I did it. I got this and stuff, but this is what people are judging the game overall over, the quality of the game, not their experience. Because when you get these achievements, you are doing that, you're getting those for you. You're getting those to show off to basically on your thing, on your profile. Oh, he got this achievement unlocked and this or that. That usually should be able to spark a convo with somebody on your friends line, like in your friends, like, oh shit, I got Resident Evil 2. How you get that achievement, yo? Like, you got any tips for me? Like, hit them up in that. That don't even happen no more. People just, yo, well, I got this and I'm that and stuff, and I'm like, look, is the game good? Does that excuse the fact that it has a lot of glitches and bugs in it? I mean, this day and age, that don't seem to be the case. Look at Days Gone. Days Gone is a ugly game when it comes to performance. Like, when it comes to the glitches fall into the levels, and just people, instead of gradually coming into the background, just dropping into the background out of nowhere and stuff like that. It's awful. But the game is doing well. Why? Because the Sony fanboys cannot stand to see a failure. They can't stand to see a failure. All the evidence is there that the game runs like dog shit. But they don't want to admit that Sony let down their fans. And then they're going to damage control for Bend. Oh, well, Bend is a small studio. I was like, you act like Bend started just making games. They made Siphon Filter, for fuck's sake. And that was PlayStation 1. And did you know that this game is in the same universe as Siphon Filter, Days Gone? Did you know that? Jesus Christ. But anyway, this is what it's all down to today. Hey, I want this game. I've been waiting for this game for so long. Case in point, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Hopefully, the rumors are true about that game, because if not, oh Lord, help us all and stuff. But the only thing I've seen in the rumors that I don't want to be true is the fact that it's rumored that the game, like part one, this is what it's supposed to be, 2 parts. This is what the rumors say. I've just seen a video on it, and I've seen it elsewhere. I went to the source where the video quoted, and it says that the game is going to be 2 parts. Like, not like, hopefully that's true. Hopefully it's not episodic, like it's 3 or 4 parts. 2 I can deal with, but the price, they're going to be $60 each. These games have better be massive. They have better be massive. Like, the rumor says that it basically ends with Sephiroth killing Aerith, and when you place her into the water, that's the ending of part 1 or episode 1. And they say you're supposed to be able to travel, you're going to be able to have many games. This is rumor. I don't know about if any of this is true. Do not quote me on this. But if the game is able to do things that Final Fantasy 7 original in 1997, I believe, wasn't able to do, I would be totally fine with that. If it was able to put unused concepts into full fruition, I would be totally okay with that. Go ahead, do your thing. And that means you filling out this part 1 to be big. So when part 2 come out, that's going to be big as well. Like something like that, but we don't know nothing. This is why I made my video, and you see me actually put video of somebody reacting to it, and I'm like, it's not worthy of that type of reaction. We've been reacting to these trailers every few years, going back into the past. Remember the tech demo of Final Fantasy during when PS3 was coming out? What you think this game is? This game is the continuation of that development. There's no way you would develop a tech demo just for PS3 of Final Fantasy and redo the whole steampunk world like that. There's no way you would do that unless you were definitely doing the remake. But the remake, I understand it take years, but it's a little too long. Like I said before, Nomura is taking a long ass time, and then it's like they interrupted the development of Final Fantasy Remake for Kingdom Hearts 3, and we got what we got with that one. We didn't even get a critical mode, which you are now getting. Something that should be in the game, you are now just getting. So, excuse me if I feel a little like, are you serious? But this is what a lot of the gamers today, the people, the Johnny-come-latelys of the gamers are doing, because they have been indoctrinated into settling for less and overpaying for less. They've been indoctrinated to that. And then they get on people who've been gaming longer than them and tell us that we need to stop complaining. And I'm like, are you serious? We need to stop complaining. All right? Just because you are indoctrinated into an era where the graphics are just more beautiful than they have been in the past doesn't mean you're getting a fulfilling meal. You're getting empty carbs. You're getting carbs that you're gonna eat, and you're like, oh wow, I'm satisfied. Then you stand up and walk around, it's just gone. This is why I say the achievements on these games now, for the simple fact that these games are just throwing these achievements at you like you're really doing something stellar in this game. But then once the game is done, about 8 or 9 hours later, you get up and like, damn, that's it? Damn, that's it? You know? There's games that are out there, but even the sandbox world has become polluted. Yes, the sandbox world got polluted because they have learned, developers have learned to exploit that. They have learned not to check their work, or they just said we're gonna fix it with a patch. Like, and I'm talking about Luke Boxit. I'm talking about like Rockstar. Hey, what's going on, y'all? What is going on, everybody? Hey, I didn't expect to see people on this early, but I'm doing alright. But like I was saying, like the world got polluted with like the sandbox gaming, like open world sandbox got polluted. Look at Days Gone. Like people wanted that, like I said, Sony fanboys wanted that game to be so successful that they are buying it despite it being broken. I've seen Solid Rev and his fucking cuck ass defending the game. I've seen a lot of people defending that game. MBG defending that game. I've seen J-Tech TV, well, a lot of people like to call him Gay Tech TV, and he talked like he got a retainer in his mouth, and he's the biggest damage controller I've ever seen of Sony. I've seen a lot of damage control coming from a lot of these camps, and to be honest with you, I've been looking for damage control on Microsoft, and there's none because their fan base knows it's defeated. Like they defeated, but they were very happy with the state of them going out and getting and buying Obsidian, Ninja Theory, and all these and 3 other companies because they heard them like, hey, we heard you, we understand, we ain't put out no first party games, we don't have enough studios. You know, Sony has Santa Monica Studios. It has even though they have a tight working with Insomniac because Insomniac did their Infamous series, which is exclusive to PlayStation. Spider-Man is exclusive. We know Insomniac is not exclusive to them. That series, Infamous was, and Spider-Man, they own the rights to Spider-Man. So Insomniac came in to do that. Then you have Naughty Dog, and you have other studios, and they put out, for the most part, some high quality games. You know, that's questionable of depending on it, because a lot of people are getting tired of games becoming very cinematic and devoid of gameplay. You know, I could say the game that straddles the fence that really was cinematic at times, but it had gameplay, was God of War. Some people, oh my God, some people got a lot of things to say about it because it's much different from the past 3 and the PSP games, but it had a balance of cinematic and action. Like it was a very rewarding game to play. I loved God of War. Like, to be honest with you, I didn't the past God of Wars. I like this one more because it made you feel like this whole thing about sustaining. Like the old ones were kind of hack and slash and more quick time event where this lessened on it and it taught you strategy and you had to strategize against these enemies. The enemies were tougher than the past on God of War games where they would turn to quick time event sequences, whereas God of War minimized that, but it made you study the patterns. Like it was like, hey, we see you, Bloodborne. We're gonna borrow a little bit of that gameplay and put a little God of War spin on it. But let me read the comment section. Hey, what's up, PO? I'm doing good. Java Bean, I'm doing well. And you said with J Tech Talks, I can hear the spit. Oh yes, and Griffin Gaming was going in on that. Like I can't. He was like, I can't unhear that now. And you hear that. I was like, oh. But he's the biggest damage controller for Sony. I thought Porter Rock 77 was bad. No, Porter Rock 77 likes to talk shit. I still don't like a lot of his content because he's still a damage controller, but J-Tech is the worst when it comes to that. And you said Days Gone's kind of glitchy, but it's an okay game. But you put a lot of hours in, but it is glitchy. That's what I'm talking about. It's glitchy, and it's okay. They won't even, a lot of the fanboys won't even accept that it's okay and it's glitchy. Oh, that's the reviewers are biased, blah blah blah. But the game got a fucking 72 on Metacritic. That's not that bad. It could be mediocre, it could be 50 something. But yeah, like I said, it's very glitchy. Very glitchy. Then we had to worry about them focusing. They had nothing else to really put in Red Dead. I mean, the game, people love the story mode of it, but They focus on putting horse testicles on the male horse. I kid you not. But it's crazy how this all goes. But like I was saying, I was looking for people damage controlling for Microsoft. There's none, because their fans have been very vocal to them. That's why I said they went out and bought the 5 studios that they did. And when that happened, oh my God, the Sony camp got crazy. You know why? Because those are like those companies ain't gonna be making games for them no more. Whatever they was working on now is gonna come out. Outer Worlds was a multi-platform game. It's still gonna be multi-platform, but once that game is done, everything now is gonna be under Microsoft going forth. Ninja Theory. Nobody gave a fuck about DMC. Nobody gave a fuck about Heavenly Sword. That's the game I want to think about. Nobody gave a fuck about what's the game? Enslaved. Nobody gave a fuck about Hellblade that much. It was a beautiful game, but people like, well, whatever. But then when people did like Hellblade. It was a beautiful game, but then when they found out that Microsoft bought them, that's when they want to get mad, because you realize that Ninja Theory, the only scratch against Ninja Theory really was the fact that they did what they did with Devil May Cry. But that was under Capcom's watch. If Capcom really gave a fuck about Devil May Cry, they wouldn't have let Ninja Theory do that. But they gave Ninja Theory all the permission to do what they wanted to do with the series. And then when the fans gave the backlash, they made it look like it was Ninja Theory's fault. And this is why I say fuck Capcom still, even though Resident Evil 2 Remake was a pretty solid game. But they fucked up for doing that, and you know that. And DMC turns out not to be a terrible game. It's just not what the fans wanted from Devil May Cry. That's why they went back to the regular series, because they let it fall on it. They like, go ahead, yeah. And I've watched videos and looked up a lot of things on it. It's truth. Capcom let them do that, so the blame can fall on them. This is why I say Capcom is shady as hell, like they are. But they got enough backlash because of a lot of things. Why you think Resident Evil 2 don't have all these insane microtransactions, and they don't have no downloadable content? The game pretty much is finished. The game is done. There's no more coming out for it, really. I don't think there's no seasons. You get that, right? You see what they did with Resident Evil 7? People got mad about that bullshit, and you tell me you want me to pay for this downloadable content, and this downloadable content is to finish the game. Are you kidding me? You didn't get the real ending in Resident Evil 7. You know that, right? Resident Evil 7 standard bare bones version is not the real ending. The real ending is in 2 parts. Not a Hero, followed up by fucking End of Zoe. You had to play those, but you had to pay for End of Zoe, the final, the true ending. You had to pay for it. Not a Hero was free, but you had to pay to punch molded in the face in first person mode and throw spears at fucking gators, and then wear a power glove to fight Jack, who didn't die. He just mutated into Swamp Thing. And you know how I knew it was Jack when I was watching the live stream? Because Capcom told you. He threw that same punch, and he threw it in the same manner. Welcome to the family, son. Bow. The exact same animation. I'm like, this is Jack Baker. I watched this stream. I was like, oh hell no, I ain't buying this bullshit. You go back and look at my old videos on Resident Evil 7. You know how I feel about that game. I thought the story was stupid. I didn't like the story was terrible. The story was god awful to me. Like, it made no sense. You telling me your wife been dead for 3 fucking years legally, and she calls you out of the blue, and you run down there. You don't call the police. You don't call the authorities. or anything. The only time the authority came is because they heard ruckus and commotion going on from there. And if you would have looked up where she got the coordinates from, you just saw that the Baker residence had a lot of people go missing around there already. Like, this is so fucking stupid. This is typical horror movie, B movie crap. And by this time, I thought, like, you know what? They're not going to do this. At least with the Stars team, you realize they were getting set up by somebody within. They was going to investigate murders. They were a police special tactics team. You're just Ethan. You were just some bitch ass dude named Ethan, and you going over there to save your wife that's been dead for 3 years. And I'm like, yo, you should call first. Like, how is it that you're alive? This is bullshit. Hello, 911. Yes, you know, my wife has been dead for 3 years, but somebody's calling and claiming to be her. They sent me a video. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where it's coming from. It's in Louisiana down here. Can you please send, like, you call the Louisiana authorities and try to get them to investigate what the fuck is going on. That's why I think the story's stupid. That's why I think the whole premise of the game is stupid. Alright? I mean, I understand where it's coming from, that there, ever since Umbrella got dissolved, a lot of their research and a lot of their developers went into the black market and started making viruses and doing other things, and then other people continued their work because of what happened in the CG movies, which are official canon, explained why this terrorism has grown up. Because when Umbrella was disbanded, a lot of their researchers went into the black market and went into business for themselves, and they have found ways to make new perversions. But you telling me you making a little monster girl, a little girl that can control people with molded psych, like this, it's stupid. This is like something, it don't make sense to me. Like the whole thing, those, like, and you said it's high up. Let me catch up. All right, I'm gonna catch up with this. You said read that Itsuno is one of the highest up at Capcom. They would be happy to work with Ninja Theory for DMC too, because they want to continue. Oh, they want to continue that series. They want it to be an alternate world series, I bet. All right, and trending on. I don't know what this is. Somebody, I'm getting like email or something, but all right. Yeah, look, somebody just sent me an email, and it's, I mean, like, it says YouTuber gets every single video on his channel copyright claimed despite having the rights to all the music in his videos. You know why? Because I made a complete. Somebody sent me this. Because how can you play a game? I'll get to this in a moment. I'm gonna read this to y'all in a moment, but let me get it. You said don't get me started on Resident Evil 7. Java Bina, what you hate about RE7? You paid for that crap. I paid like $20 for it. You watch my everything, and that's when I subscribed to. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. RE7 was a dumb copy of some crap. Yeah, it was a copy of like Evil Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Outlast, and they put a little bit of Resident Evil in there, maybe a little bit of about bringing Chris into there. But they didn't even want that. They changed that too, because when people were like, he took off his helmet and then he's like, I'm Redfield. They're like, this ain't no fucking Chris. Not only do he not look like Chris, he don't even dress himself like Red. He don't even speak like him. That's why they had to that's why they had to scrap Not a Hero and then redo it, and it took longer to come out because they knew that they fucked up. So, and let me see, and it said, though I saw KazamaFury's in Kiddo's comment section. That song going in on the fake Persona 5. That's how you, yes, because I believe a lot of the Switch bitches that are advocating for Persona 5, and boy did they get let down. You know? And I'm like, ooh, I love it. I have it on PS4. I could give a shit about it coming to the Switch. This is why I don't do primary game on one primary console. Like, I got love for all my consoles. Certain ones I buy certain games for over when it comes to third party games. But like I said, over here on near my bed, my display unit, it's ran. All my media center runs through my Xbox One and stuff, and I'm like playing through Game Pass. I'm playing Crackdown 3 and stuff. Now that technology that they're gonna fix, that they need to fix, because they tried to do a new technology which kind of makes the graphics not look as good as they should. It was smart in concept, but in execution it was poor. But otherwise, it's Crackdown. It ain't no different from that. But boy, oh boy, no different from Crackdown 1 and 2. But boy, oh boy, did the Sony fanboys have feel that, oh, this game is terrible, this, that, and the other. I'm like, niggas, y'all, I thought y'all were only on PS4. How y'all gonna rate a game that you're not even playing? But I digress. So let me see. That thing that popped up on my screen that interrupted me was saying that this YouTuber got all his videos copyright claimed, even though he had the copyrights to play the music. This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's people that's content. Like, there was one guy who can put in, I forgot the name. They were filing copyright claims for me when I did my Resident Evil video, my Resident Evil 2 video, when the gameplay from E3 was revealed. I got that copyright claim because some company that's not even Capcom copyright claimed. It was playing on the background, and you see me down on the corner on the screen, and in green screen, talking about it as it played in the background. I was reacting to it while I was doing my commentary, and that got copyright claimed. The footage got copyright claimed by somebody who's not Capcom. It's out of hand. It is really out of hand right now. And you say, yeah, the little girl there, and then, but let me get back on subject here. What I was saying with Resident Evil 7 is that little girl, like her power base and everything, just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense to the universe of Resident Evil 7. When did it get supernatural? It's always been bioweapons of massive strength and danger because of their massive strength, their size. It's been that. It's been mutated through the virus, but this was a mold that can. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, and they don't explain the origin of the virus. You want us to be like, oh, this totally something that would happen in the Resident Evil universe, but there's no connectivity when it comes to the science of it all. They say they take down everything. Oh yeah, you think that's what it is? HS3976, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I think it's the first time I've seen you. You think that's what's going on? That they taking out everything that's minor? I hope not, because I'm having a neighborhood problem with those people, but not out of a hateful thing. It's like they're coming here harassing my family about selling this house for cash for less than what it's worth because it's cash, and I'm like, no, get the hell out of here, man. You take that slumlord shit back to Brooklyn. You take the slumlord shit back to Brooklyn. But man, it's a crazy state going on here. And also, I don't know, how often are you guys on YouTube? Are you on there as much as I am? Of course, I'm always looking, and I always, I follow a lot of black commentary videos and stuff like Jay the Black, Kid Organic, a couple of things like people like that. I follow a lot of things of that nature, and I'm like, what was the one I was looking at? And I've been watching the final season of Game of Thrones, and I gotta say, it's official. The fan base of Game of Thrones on social media are as terrible as Star Wars fan base, because Star Wars is like, it's a civil war when it comes to being a Star Wars fan. There's always this, like, how can we say it? We got the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy lovers. We got the current lovers. We got people who just love Star Wars, and all four of them like clash with one another. 3 billion a year. I mean, to be honest with you, not everybody I'm gonna speak on this. I'm speaking on which Star Wars did because of the female SJW push. I don't think it's the female SJW push that kills Star Wars. I mean, it's there. I see it, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. I think it's the clashing amongst the fans. Like, episode 4 through 6, the original trilogy, is perfection to people. And nothing else will ever touch it because they are not mentally giving themselves enough time, a chance to. Now, the prequel trilogy, only one of those movies I really liked thoroughly, and that was episode 3. Well, not thoroughly. I just think it was kind of fast how he turned to Darth Vader. That could have happened a bit more gradual. But in comparison to Game of Thrones, they are comparing Daenerys Targaryen to Anakin Skywalker's turn to the dark. And if you've been paying attention, Anakin's was done. It started in episode 2, but Daenerys has been through 8 years. This bitch, yes, I called her that. She had her husband pour hot gold over her brother and burn his brains out and kill him. She's burned countless other people. She killed Samwell's family because they wouldn't bend the knee to her. She burned his father and brother. She's done a lot of things, but what really kept her from turning completely evil was Tyrion, Missandei, Jorah. They kept her from turning that way. But Missandei got beheaded by Cersei, who she hates. Two of her 3 dragons are dead due to one by the Night King, one by Cersei's fleet, Euron Greyjoy. And then Missandei, one of her dearest friends, like I said, got killed. And then Jorah died protecting her during the Battle of the Long Night. The bitch went mad. What do you expect to happen? It's been building up since the whole series, but a lot of people are blind. They want this series to end the way they want it. Game of Thrones is not a happy place. Westeros and the Seven Kingdoms is not a fucking happy place. It is I love like the Stark family, and the Stark family got it the worst. Robb, his mother got her throat cut. Robb got killed and beheaded. They killed his pregnant wife. They killed his direwolf. Ned Stark got beheaded because of being set up by Littlefinger. That Stark family, it's not a happy place. It's always that the bad guys got away with shit and the good guys got killed. That's the kind of type of universe we were dealing with here. And they expected it to just be like, happy ending. Fuck off. It's not going to be like that. And Star Wars, man, I can see what people were saying about Rey and stuff, but I think what really got people about episode 8 was the fact that both Game of Thrones and Star Wars subverts your expectations. Star Wars, The Last Jedi really subverts your expectations. They wanted Luke to be this legendary character, and Luke was like, look, I'm one Jedi. He was like, he still had fought with the dark side. And then you find out that the beginning of the Jedi Council was balanced. It was light and dark mixed together. And Rey is the return to that form. And Luke saw it in the books. That's why he made sure she took all the books. Like, that's why he went and he used one of his most ultimate Jedi powers to fucking project his image across the fucking galaxy, which strained him out. And I'm like, he was like, I'm gonna do this, and he was like, and when I die, I know I won't be the last Jedi. So he knew what the fuck he was doing. But he's in this one, and you hear him narrating in episode 9, like, look, this is your fight now. But I want to know why it's called The Rise of Skywalker if Luke is dead. Like, there's something that's going on with that I need to know about. But that's neither here or there and stuff with it. But I can tell you, the fandom want what they want. Every fan, I believe throughout the history of being a movie fan and a fan of a series, that everybody wants what they want. They do. But we now live in the age of social media where it can be fucking verbally expressed. I mean, sometimes in a very annoying way. Well, not sometimes, most of the time in a very annoying way. But that's what's going on. That's the difference between the 90s and the 2000s on. Yeah, it got bad for people, Java Bina, when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney. That's when it got bad for people. Ask a lot of people. That's when it got bad. He sold it for $4 billion. But before you start feeling bad about the fans being angry about that, for the most part, they were the same people who drove Lucas to sell it. It was like, at this point, he could do nothing right. They stressed him the fuck out. Like, seriously, you can see it in him. He was done and stuff. But he was working on the scripts, but he's not like, when it comes to dialogue, that's not his strong suit. It's not. That's why a lot of people fell in love with the cheesy dialogue. A lot of people fell in love with that dialogue, and it became Star Wars. But when Kathleen Kennedy took over Lucasfilm division and stuff, and then the director started adding a little bit more, like Poe Dameron was the old, like some of the stuff he was saying, I'm like, did I hear a mama joke in Star Wars? I was like, wait a minute, that sounds different. I wasn't like, oh my god, he said a mama joke. I was like, wow, that's kind of odd. Fuck it. I guess it's the current age. It's a new generation. Who cares? That's how people, oh my god, and stuff, like every little detail. You tell this man how to run his series, and then he got stressed out and he sold it, and then now you want to tell Disney how to run the series, and I'm like, nah, I ain't saying you be acceptive of everything this guy does. Like, hey, so it was a mutual ruining of it. Lucas isn't a strong screenwriter, but he wanted to work on all of this himself when it comes to the scripts of the prequels. Like, you listen to some of the dialogue, especially between Anakin and Padme. Oh my god. She's like, is it because he's like, I think it's because I'm in love with you, and I'm like, this sounds like this sounds so sappy. I think I was about to fall into a diabetic coma. You know? So the fans mutually, like, it's just a mutual ruining of everything. But going forth, even though Disney has done some shit that pissed off the fans, and rightfully so, these fans would never be satisfied if Disney did everything right, because it's Disney. You know? This leads into the whole thing with Marvel. Okay? Marvel, like, oh my god, the DC thing, the DC fanboys, I gotta say, the DC fanboys have been like the worst. And there's a lot of them out here. And I know I have my Superman pendant on, because Superman is a childhood character of mine I love since I grew up watching the Christopher Reeve movies. So Superman will always have a place in my heart. And Batman. But the fan base ruins you can't love both of them. Like, I noticed that DC fanboys do a lot of stuff on their channels, and they are very critical of Marvel stuff, but then they will be only halfway critical of DC stuff, like movie wise. But I'm starting to see a lot of people. I'm glad I'm seeing a lot of people getting upset over how the CW series are going. They used to be good. But then they became so CW. They became on the vein of like Riverdale and the other drama, the non-superhero dramas. That drama has made its way into Arrow. I'm glad Arrow's ending. It needs to just go out. Not that I completely hate the series. I just don't want to see it jump the shark. Okay, and then the Flash, that was good for a while. Then I'm like, same shit. Barry needs to get fast. No, it wasn't that he needs to get faster. It's just like, okay, here's the obstacle now. Barry needs to get up there to that obstacle with the help of Team Flash. It takes about 22 to 23 episodes, and I'm like, it's the same shit. I like series that really get into it. This is why Netflix Marvel series started beating their ass when it came to what the fans liked, because they were shorter. Some of them, they could be even shorter. That's why you think that Disney Plus is doing 8 episodes now to Bucky, to Winter Soldier and Falcon, 8 episode series. Scarlet Witch Vision, 8 episodes, because you don't need the 10. They looked at what happened with Netflix series. They only needed about 10 episodes. But if you packed them full of story, you drove the narrative in them a little bit more instead of making filler episodes. Like Daredevil season 1 had a lot of filler episodes. Punisher season 1 had filler episodes, but Punisher season 2 had put a little bit more into those episodes. I love that. And let me read the comment section. You said, look at World War II and Battlefield 5 ruined it. I'm not being racist or anything, but when you put a black dude in World War II, when EA followed suit, I can understand where you're coming from with that. But I can tell you this. Not being a person I didn't even purchase the game, to be honest with you. They starting to go in a fantastical route with this thing. The lady had a robot arm. From that, you should have known that it wasn't going to be historically accurate. I mean, look what Call of Duty has done with the future, with the Advanced Warfighter series. I mean, it went into some old space tech thing, and people say like, well, hey, the future is up for interpretation because it's the future. Nobody knows what the future holds. But they have taken it into a more, how can I say, a more grandiose, more action-based route, more techie route. They've done things like that with it, and I think Battlefield's doing that. I mean, look at Resistance: Fall of Man. Nobody complained about Resistance being, because the aliens came and they fucked up history, and nobody. That's what they're doing. So I can see this right here. It's no longer a historically accurate game, and be honest with you, Call of Duty has already done World War II, so now they're doing it in a new vision. And this is not me like, oh my God, I'm the biggest. I'm not an Activision fanboy. I'm just telling you, like, I'm making sense of it. Like, this is what it's not. It's no longer historically accurate. I'm starting to notice that it hasn't been historically accurate in a long time. But hey, see, love the Marvel Netflix show was said. You know why they canceled them? Don't worry about the Marvel. Marvel got their own streaming services coming, and in about 2 years they will be able to use those characters again. Right now they can't because Netflix of the licensing deal that they had. That Netflix has these shows on a channel and they stream for 2 more years, and then they're gone, and then Disney can take those characters in again and do them either with new actors or bring them into whatever universe. They can even bring them into the MCU, because the new MCU series coming to the Disney Plus service is going to be, this time, really incorporated into the universe. You see how they did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. dirty. They kind of separated it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a good show. It had a rocky beginning of the first season, but from half season 1 on to season 6 currently, it's been good shit, but it doesn't feel connected. So now they can start working on that, interweaving that again. If Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. moved over to the Disney Plus service and went under new production, it would be awesome. But Disney owns ABC. I don't know why it wouldn't be a big deal to do that. You see, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I haven't played that yet, to be honest with you. But this is how Netflix does. Netflix would do this. Netflix would be like, okay, a show at the height of its popularity will be canceled, so we don't have to renew the contracts and pay these actors more. This is why they have so many new series coming. You got series coming and going. You know why? Because they don't have to. They don't have to do that no more. They can be like this. Okay, this series is at its height of its popularity. The deal with the contract with these actors is up. They're gonna ask for more now that the series popular. Cancel it. Oh, but we got a new series coming in that we got, and this is gonna replace that. Same thing. Actors, we do a couple of seasons, it gets very popular. They're gonna ask for money. Cancel the series. Daredevil season 3 was fucking dope. It was fucking dope. But Marvel announced their streaming service, and Netflix was like, oh, fuck you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to cancel everything. You're going to have your own streaming services, and you're going to be our competition. We don't want no more of your shit on here. And now, just to be petty, we're going to hold your shit for hostage, and you won't be able to use these characters. Even though they tried to, work with Netflix, like, yo, can we come to something amicable here? Nope, didn't happen. Yep. So they be able to use them in 2 years. Iron Fist will be the first character. Hopefully by the time Shang-Chi, but I think the Shang-Chi movie will probably start filming later on this year. So no, Iron Fist won't be able to make it into that. Because of that. Because Iron Fist and Shang-Chi, they got connections. Yeah, that's why they canceled it. They canceled Iron Fist season 2. Iron Fist season 1 was Wait a minute. Am I still there? Am I still here, people? Because I'm looking at my my playback is skipped. Did this just end? Let me see what's going on with this. Can y'all still see me? Oh, I'm still there. I don't know what's all right, just making sure. Alright, just making sure. Alright, so I'm still here, right? Y'all still see me? Okay. Alright, good. Alright. So yeah, since Shang-Chi is gonna be like the first Asian lead character directed by Asian director, it's gonna be for Marvel. Shang-Chi is one of the dopest warriors in the Marvel history, and he trained Spider-Man. When Spider-Man lost part of his powers, he taught Spider-Man the way of the spider. Well, they co-developed it together. Spider-Man used everything that he learned from Captain America. He was like, I fought Captain America, and what Captain America lacked in strength, his skill made up for it. Spider-Man combined his childhood of being bullied and learning to adapt to that, learning those, being bullied, combined with his interactions with Captain America, combined with Shang-Chi's training and his own self-taught ability, they developed Way of the Spider. This was Spider-Man didn't have his spider sense at the time, and Spider-Man developed Way of the Spider, and it was a dope fighting style. And then when he got his spider sense back, it made it even more of a doper style. Now, if it ever come a time, now that we got Spider-Man inside the MCU and we're gonna have Shang-Chi, if it ever became a time when Peter Parker learns Way of the Spider and they make it into a movie version, it would be crazy, because Sony would be ridiculous not to to end their contract working with Marvel Studios, because we all know how their movies fare by themselves. All their movies with Spider-Man since Amazing have went boom like that. Amazing 1 didn't do it. It did alright, but it did like maybe 700 something million, and then Amazing 2 only did 500 million, and then other movies, Sony was really in the red. Their movies weren't doing well, so the smartest thing they had to do is to work with Spider-Man Homecoming. That money goes all to Sony because of the rights to that. The gross of it went to Sony, but guess what? All the merchandising goes to Marvel Studios, and Spider-Man makes over $1 billion, if not a billion to over, in merchandise sales yearly. So a movie, the toys and all that, that's Marvel. That's where they making a lot of their money off of. So it's not really doing them no damage to do that. And now that Far From Home is coming out, and Far From Home has MCU characters, Marvel will probably be able to tap into some of that profit off that movie. Now that they doing, I mean, like, no, they won't, because Iron Man was in Homecoming, so no, scratch that. They still going to make the profit off it, but it's still going to drive merchandise sales, and that's where Marvel Studios and Disney are making their money off of when it comes to the Spider-Man one. So, and Sony is making it. So if we had $1 billion, let's say for example we had Spider-Man Far From Home made over $1 billion, Sony would be happy. They'd be stupid to say, hey, we don't want to do, we're going to take Spider-Man back and use him only in strictly Sony movies and take him out of the MCU. They'd be stupid to do that. And if they do that, they'd be crazy. I mean, but they trying to bank off of the popularity of Tom Holland Spider-Man, because I mean it's popular. Look at he was in Civil War. When he showed up in the trailer, people lost their shit. And then he was in Homecoming, both Avengers films, Infinity War and Endgame. He was in both of those films, and he's in Far From Home. Spider-Man, like, they'd be crazy to pull him, like, and that means his star power is going back up, hopefully to the days of the money they made when Sam Raimi did it. So we'll see. And now that the effects of Endgame, that snap has opened the multiverse up. So that means now that Marvel owns Fox Studios, that means they got the rights back to X-Men. So Dark Phoenix, that's the end of the Fox series. So we're going to be getting new X-Men. Will they come from a multiverse? We don't know. Or was it because of the gamma radiation of using the Infinity Stones? They emit off gamma radiation. Will that affect, will that be, how can we say, how more mutants start to show up in Universe 616? Because yes, and Marvel, I don't know if you know this, Universe 616 is the standard Marvel universe, and now in the MCU, that's the standard universe. They went to, when they were going time travel in Endgame, they were going back into 616, but any changes that they made was like Loki. If you've seen Endgame, have you seen Endgame before I tell you about it? Everybody seen Avengers Endgame before I talk about it? Just let me know in the comments real quick. Anyone? Anyone seen it? I don't want to spoil you for you if you ever seen it. You seen it? Okay. All right. Well. All right. Let me get back on it. With it, like I was saying, they opened the multiverse up with the effect of the gamma radiation that the Infinity Stones are gone, and when they went back, Loki. They messed up when they went back to the War of New York, and Loki grabbed the Tesseract and disappeared. That will span off into its own thing. You know, Loki is getting his own Disney Plus series, and I think more than likely we're going to see Loki splinter off into a different universe, and that's going to be what the Loki series is based on. That Loki still has the Tesseract, because in that universe that he splintered off and started in its own alternate reality, it's going to be different from what we've seen going forth to up to now. That's what they've seen. So that's what they were saying with time travel, how you replace them if you have to return them to those very moments of time. Otherwise, you're going to break off and create all these alternate realities. Like Return is the Eye of You return the time stone back to the Ancient One during she was it was crazy that she was there during the Battle of New York. That the Ancient One, Tilda Swinton character from Doctor Strange, she was there, and she was up there on the roof, and she just was like, if any of the Chitauri came, she was just fighting them all, but she wasn't like out there with them, but she was just like defending her area where she was at, and Hulk came to her to try to get the time stone. And you was wondering, like, she was like, I'm here because he was like, I'm here because of Doctor Strange. She's like, you are? She's like, then I've made a mistake. I want to see what that mistake is and stuff, because you know there's something about Infinity War. If you seen Doctor Strange, a lot of people didn't pay this off. Like, a lot of people didn't make the connection. Doctor Strange gave the stone. He saw everything. He knew how important Tony was. That's why Thanos was about to kill Tony. Of all the people he was fighting against to get these stones, he only killed Loki because he promised to kill Loki if Loki failed him. That was a promise made, and he was gonna only other person he was gonna kill is Iron Man. And Doctor Strange actually saw that in that one reality where they went. He saw that it was going to be Tony. Tony was going to lay his life down. So that's why he gave the stone to him, because he saw it coming. And this is what leads back to Doctor Strange and the Ancient One, when she was dying and she was outside her body, and she was like, of all the things, I've never been able to see past my own death. Doctor Strange was able to see past his own death. That's why when Hulk snapped everybody back into existence in Endgame, he knew what to do. That's why he was like, that's why when Peter came to Tony during that battle in Endgame, he's like, you won't believe what just happened. You know, I woke up back on planet Titan, and Doctor Strange woke me up like, hey, it's been 5 years, let's get going. This is what we need to do. Because he'd been waiting those 5 years. He was able to see past his death. Something that the Ancient One could never do. So it's a lot of crazy things. A lot of people don't make that connection. Oh, well, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. And I'm like, it's mostly DC fanboys doing that bullshit. Be honest with you. I ain't gonna even lie about it. I ain't even trying to sound biased, but it is. Because I watch a lot of their streams, and a lot of them do. They nitpick the shit out of stuff, but it don't need to be nitpicked for the most part. They can sit there and they can actually pay attention to it and call upon knowledge instead of trying to trash everything in the past. These movies, you call back the moments and make connections. That's why people was complaining about Infinity War. I was sitting there like, oh shit, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember him saying this. I remember saying that. Like when Tony got home from Planet Titan in Endgame, he was like, remember I said I want, putting a case of armor around the world? Avengers Age of Ultron, but people was talking shit about Age of Ultron. So I'm like, hey, see, but all the stuff makes sense. All it started to connect. And then it's a lot of stuff. This is why I like him now. This is why I like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Some movies I don't like as much, but you all start to see things connect. Now when Endgame and Infinity War came out, you start to see all those connections, all those past things start to connect and make some sense or be addressed. So this is why I like it now. DC, I would love DC if they can get their act together. Man of Steel, I trashed the shit out that movie because it didn't get Superman right. The action I was totally happy with. No, I wasn't. I ain't like the fact that this motherfucker destroyed his own hometown. I ain't like how Superman, we know this is why, because they didn't get the character Superman right. He was some non-benevolent, he was some benevolent asshole that was like, I'm gonna save people on my terms. You destroyed a satellite because it was following you. You just destroyed it for nothing, like billions of dollars. Yeah, some hero. After you just fucking destroyed this, you and Zod just destroyed fucking Metropolis fighting part of it, ash of dead people is raining down. The world machine already done killed a lot of those people. And I'm like, are you serious? You add more to that damage. What did they call him on Red Letter Media? Captain Collateral Damage. That's what they call Superman. And then Batman v Superman, they called him Captain Hypocrite. Because you telling Batman to stop his ways and stop doing what he doing. When you done helped murder all those people in Metropolis. I don't care what Zack Snyder called it. You called it how can we say, you called it death by proxy, you know, or mythical deaths, because nobody sees the people with a fucking block being dropped on their head from the fucking debris. You call it mythical death. No, we know when Superman getting thrown through those buildings and thrown inside of those buildings, why you think there's people there? Well, I give it up to Avengers for actually showing people in the building bugging, and then Hulk just run past them and jump past and take out the thing. Because there's people in those buildings. Oh, in the beginning of Batman v Superman, you telling me Bruce is on the phone telling y'all to get out the fucking building before the building comes down, and y'all don't get out the building? Maybe me being a black dude, I see danger, I'm out. Because when I hear gunshots, I'm going the other direction. That's how I've been raised. Because there's been a lot of shooting around here from my childhood to now. You think I'm going to head towards the fire? So you telling me Bruce had to drive all the way to fucking Metropolis, take a helicopter, drive in his product placed car to get to his building just to tell people to get the fuck out? Get out. And now, speaking of Batman vs Superman, there's people actually petitioning to get Rob Pattinson uncast from being Batman. Because if you haven't heard, Rob Pattinson is Batman now, and they're doing like, more than likely they're going to be doing like a origin story, the Batman and stuff. So look, he's 33 years old. Twilight was a long time ago. These same people complained about Christian Bale being Batman, but because it was a Christopher Nolan film, and I don't know. My thing is, to be honest with you, how I feel, and I don't mean to offend nobody, the Dark Knight trilogy, especially the Dark Knight, was very overrated to me. Not saying it's a bad movie. No. It's a good movie. I'm just saying, people making it like it's the Godfather of superhero films, and I'm like, no, it's not. Don't even make that comparison. It's not the Godfather of superhero films. Okay, it's entertaining, but there's a lot of stupid shit that happened in that movie. But they sweep it on the rug because it's Christopher Nolan, and his movies make you think. Fuck Christopher Nolan. How I feel, man. Please, I watched Interstellar on bootleg. I want my money back. No, I want my time back. But you can never regain time. Don't check out that trailer. Don't check out that trailer. I'm not one to bitch and complain about feminist shit, but if you don't like feminist shit, don't watch this. It is so, no, it's obnoxiously feminist. Don't do it. Don't do it. So yeah, they are actually so they actually are how can we say that, petitioning Rob Pattinson's casting. It was either him or Nicholas Hoult, who plays Beast and the X-Men First Class, Dark Phoenix, X-Men Apocalypse. That actor. It was either Nicholas Hoult or Rob Pattinson. I choose Rob Pattinson. Nicholas Hoult, no, like, I like Nicholas Hoult, but I feel like he would be better suited to be Terry McGinnis. And people like, well, Rob Pattinson looks like he should be Terry McGinnis. No, they doing year one Batman. He has the jawline. He's about 6'2". He can get in shape, but you can't tell Batman fans nothing. They got this perfect vision of Batman. Always, he has to be perfection. Then Michael Keaton came along in 1989 to shut people the fuck up because they made the same complaints about Michael Keaton too. Mr. Mom, Beetlejuice turned out to be my favorite Batman still. Be honest with you. Like, for overall, like, if Michael Keaton was young today and given the, he was young today, he was given the opportunity to be the Batman that today's movies action standards would be, I would still cast him because I would still like him. But he made it, my thing is why I like him so much is that he made it work. That, you know, back then the suit was very restriction, but it was his mannerisms, it was his voice, it was his like no nonsense behavior and stuff that made me like not like it. And then when you found out when he was Bruce Wayne, he was kind of eccentric, but he was still a confident man. He sized people up, but not like he sized up Vicky Vale and how they felt about him at his own party by just talking about this stuff and talking about his stuff and describing it and all these things and listening to how people thought about him. I like Michael Keaton because he played that complex. Bruce Wayne is complex mentally because of the things he went through, losing his parents, the training, his sense of duty as Batman. Yeah, don't look at the Batwoman trailer. Because when it dropped, I was like, let me give this a chance. But then I already saw her on the when they did the crossover during the CW season on the Elseworlds, I think, and they went to her universe where she's from. Her and this is that same Batwoman, but they started when they threw it. I'm gonna tell you now, this line made me cringe. She went down there, she's Bruce Wayne's cousin. So she went down there, she went to there and she went down to the cave, saw his suit, and this is the two things that really made this trailer cringeworthy. And I'm gonna say it to you now to avoid you from watching this shit. These are the two things. Bruce Wayne's assistant, this black dude, was like, she's like, can you get this suit to work again? He's like, what you mean work? This suit is perfection. She's like, it's not perfection until it fits a woman. I'm like, this is the most you're gonna see me talk about this. And then the other one, like, so she puts on a Batman suit and it's tailored to her body, but people think Batman is back. So she was like, okay, people think I'm Batman. She's like, no, you gotta work this suit over again because no man should be taking credit for what a woman does or some shit. And I'm like, don't watch this trailer. But this is the most you're gonna see me talk about it. I ain't gonna be like Young Ripper 59 making 8,000 anti-SJW videos. I acknowledge that the shit can be annoying and that it's so ham-fisted this day and age, but I'm not going to make 8,000 videos talking about that because I feel like this, the radical feminist era that we going through right now, this radical feminism, I feel like if you entertain it and show your disgust and it's you give these people more power. Because they know it's getting under your skin, so they're gonna keep doing it more. And then they're gonna go out and support this stuff. When they found out that people complained about that part in Avengers Endgame when you saw the female heroes come together and do that's to throw signs and foreshadowing about the ruined A-Force movie where they're going to have an all-woman team-up movie. Because they have the comic book called A-Force. Okay? The comic book exists already. This movie, and you'd be crazy if these companies are looking to get demographics. Okay? They looking to get demographics that we aren't part of. We just part of the spectrum. They got to make movies for everybody. That's what they're doing. They're here to make money. They're not here just to please one specific person. The sun doesn't rise is set around one specific person. Oh, yeah, I can't stand that. I cannot stand him. And then every video you see him screen grab doing this. Like he mad about something. Him and Amazing Lucas are two of the biggest fucking coons. I cannot stand them. Because Amazing Lucas will not mince words when it comes to when a black person he feel has done something wrong and they've been either killed by police or they've been done something. He will not mince words against black people. But when a cop clearly does something wrong, he gotta watch his words carefully. Pay attention to how he talks when he'll still try to find fault with what a black person's done to get killed by a police officer. But when a police officer is clearly wrong, he will, to make sure his white viewers, his white nationalist viewers, and his Republican viewers aren't pissed off and don't unsubscribe for him. He will choose his words very carefully, and he will straddle the fence and play devil's advocate. Pay attention to it. He's a fucking fraud. If he believed half the shit he believed and stuff like that, I was going crazy. But it's a hustle ahead. Like Brandon Tatum, I think he's another one that I got problems with. Exactly. Like he's appealing to white people. It's all a hustle. That's why I don't fuck with him. I really don't. Like, I've watched some of the stuff, but I will never subscribe to the no. Go ahead, Mighty Mouse. You got all those muscles and stuff. Go ahead and do something with that. Like, it's a lot of people I won't subscribe to. It's only, like, when it comes to black YouTube content creators, I think I'm subscribed to Jada Black, definitely Kid Organic, definitely Brian Solange. Those three right there, I'm good with. But when it comes to BGS Itmore, I unsubscribe for that old ass nigga. I'm sorry. When you sit there and you have an 8-hour cockfest on a live stream and y'all there, y'all laughing and yelling and cursing at each other, and when you told that dude you would fuck him in his ass on the live stream, I'm like, no, I'm done. What grown man would tell another grown man that? I don't care what your orientation is, and he's not even that. Like, who does, no, I'm not subscribed to that garbage. And I told him, like, yo, you getting on Kid Organic for getting on you, and you talking about how Kid Organic speaks, and you trying to say you talking about the way Kid Organic enunciates words, but then you turn around and you say you gonna fuck some dude in his ass. Yep. He did that because Kid called him out on that because he called him an old ass Pookie and Ray Ray. He calls him that because if you listen to BGS will sit there, Black Gnostic Speaks. That's him. That's who this is. If you remember really back in the early YouTube content day when it really started popping off, it was Black Gnostic Speaks. That's what the BGS means for. Gnostics is GNOSTIC, Black Gnostic. So it's BGS, and Itmore is introspective black male of reform. That's what I think Itmore stands for. But anyway, I unsubscribe for him because of he reads stats like no other, and he calls himself the master teacher. But then you turn around and you talk about you're gonna fuck somebody in their ass. No, I'm good, bro. I'm good. And I'll subscribe to a few other people because even with gaming content creators, there's a lot of people out there. I would watch this stuff to be like, well, let's see how this motherfucker damage spin. He damage controls it now, and that's what it's been. A lot of damage controlling. But when it comes to black content creator, they really silent when it comes to stuff that should matter. Look at the whole thing, and it's a whole accountability issue between black men and black women. I can tell you guys this now. There's a lot of accountability, lack of it, and it's always for the most part, it's the women. Right now, the whole thing. Have anybody paid attention to the whole situation going down in Alabama and Georgia about the abortion bill? And let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Have you heard about it? I'm gonna go grab something to drink, but. Have you paid attention to the Alabama and Georgia a legislation passed on the abortion bill, because I'm gonna get back into that in 1 second. Let me just go take care of something real quick. Let's get me something to drink. Hold on. Okay, you haven't heard about it? Oh, sorry. I got my little mini. What's this? 8-ounce can, 7.5-ounce can of ginger ale, nice and cold. Got my chocolate stuff. I need something to snack on before I make my lunch. Anyway, down in Georgia and Alabama, especially Alabama, because they passed a bill, a strict anti-abortion bill. If any doctor performs abortions, they will get like years in jail. They looking to do jail time if they do that. And a lot of the women down there, especially the black women, are going crazy over that. And then feminists are going crazy over it too. And I say it like this. They say, what is it about rape? What about rape? I'm like, look, only 1% of women would need an abortion because of rape, to be honest with you. But I think, personally, if you've been a victim of incest, rape, or you have an ectopic pregnancy, yes, you should be able to have the child aborted. But let's be honest with you, we broke down the statistics. 50% collectively together is, I'm not ready to be a parent, or I have, it's not ready to be a parent, or I had unprotected sex. 50% of it collectively. That's the reason why a lot of these are done. Those are the ones that are going ape shit. I feel like if you advocate being safe out here for your own sake, you wouldn't be having unprotected sex. This is something you don't take lightly. You have to be definitely sure that you are ready to have a child. Yeah, I saw the sex strikes, so go ahead. Have sex strikes. We have all these streetwalkers out here. They'd capitalize on it. Motherfuckers will leave the country. Motherfuckers have been leaving the country and going and finding chicks and banging them out. Cuba, Dominican Republic, hell, even Greece now, because of the economic struggle. There's places. There's sex tourism is big, and it ain't just white men doing it. There's brothers going down to the Dominican Republic. There's white women going to Africa to get them some long dick satisfaction. I am not making this stuff up. Sex tourism is big. Watch a lot of these, what's that Mexican guy that hates Kid Organic? And he's a BBC stalker. And I ain't talking about the British channel either. If you watch porn, you know what BBC, man. Even he been talking about it. He's mad. He's hating that black men have been going down to Dominican Republic. They've been doing that for years. Hell, but white women have been going down to Jamaica. White women go to Jamaica and they go to parts of Africa to get that long dick. And I'm not even joking about that. I know it sounds a little harsh, but it happens. Sex tourism happens. So it will never, back on subject, it will never be a sex strike. You can, Alyssa Milano, you can talk about that all you want. Janelle Monáe, you can talk about that all you want. It will never be a sex strike. Why? Because women are just as nasty, if not nastier, for sex than men are. Well, they desire sex a lot. Okay? They do. Hell, even when they get pregnant, they desire it even more. That's been proven already. So that they can try to strike the fence of that. And then about the whole Alabama situation, yeah, Kim123, that dude. Then about the Alabama situation, I had to shut a lot of people the fuck up a couple days ago on my Facebook, on my status update. All these women, why men are still trying to tell women what to do with their bodies. These are the 25 white men that signed up for this bill in Alabama. I mean, that approved this bill. I mean, that are for this bill. But who signed off on the bill to make it law? Because they pretend like she didn't exist. I had to put it on blast. I put a picture on my story and I put it on my status update. I hear a lot of this stuff about it being these 25 evil white men. But everybody meet Governor Ivy. She signed off on this without no hesitation. She figured out, I know my video is going crazy, my bad. She figured out, like, she was like, if it's of substance, I need to read it to see if it's of substance. She did it without no doubt. So if you got an issue with her, take it up with her. But no, they ain't gonna talk about that. But in Georgia, it's a different story. I don't think it's as bad as it is in Georgia as it is in Alabama. But I feel like this, like, if a woman hasn't been sexually assaulted or raped or something of that horrible of that nature, no, I'm so sick and tired of them using this as a crutch. And you know how much damage that does to the body? It does a lot of damage to your body. To be honest with you, it does a lot of damage. And you're gonna either do one or two things. You're gonna either get on, like, you got all this birth control that you can get for free, and don't tell me that it's just, you don't like the way it makes your body feel. Then have the guy wear condoms. Have guys prefer him to use it. If he tried that old dirty dick method on you, don't worry, I pull out, we use the rhythm method. Tell him no. I've been saying this for years. Women, you are the gatekeepers of sex. Whatever you say, the guy he want to get inside you. He want to make love to you, or he just want to fuck. But if you set the standards of how that's going to go down, this dude's going to do it. And if he don't want to do it that way, you tell him to step. You tell him to step. And guys, use condoms, man. That should be the first thing on your mind, unless you planning children. Unless you've been with her for a minute and you like, you know what? She on birth control and you with her for a minute. But even then, guys who are in relationships, you got to be very careful. You have to be very careful because once that child comes, things change. Let me read this. Yep. They damn sure bar in on it. I don't understand how this situation is still going on in Flint. I don't understand. I mean, you got like Jaden Smith, trying to help out. Oh shit, Red Supreme just put up a video. I think I gotta check this out later. Oh, is it live? I think it's on. He said, "Black women, stop thinking you know what a real man is." Part 3. I gotta watch. I like Red Supreme. But this whole thing is like out of hand. I feel like you shouldn't use sex. I mean, you shouldn't use abortion to fix a mistake. 'Cause that destroys your body. But it's your body. You can do what you want with it. Okay? You finally find a man you want to have to be. I mean, you finally find a man you want to be with, and you have destroyed your reproductive ability because of the abortions. Go ahead, knock yourself out. I think, and don't even try to say like, oh well, condoms aren't 100% effective. I take my risk with condoms, birth controlling condoms, and people are talking and they acting as if STDs don't exist. You worried about it because of You only worried about the whole thing about the baby situation, about safe sex. Like, you should be wanting safe sex. You will get burnt out here. You get AIDS out here. But no, nobody cares about that. You don't care about spreading diseases to people. You only care about the whole thing of fixing a mistake you making because you want to have unprotected sex, because you want to feel every bump and vein on that nigga's dick, rather than the consequences that come along with it. Sex, unprotected sex, leads inevitably to pregnancy. If there was no STDs in the world, unprotected sex leads to pregnancy. This is what sex is all about. It leads to pregnancy. Okay? You've been watching Game of Thrones way too much. Alright? It leads to pregnancy. You've been watching porn way too much. Those women have dental dams and fucking birth control inside them. If you ain't using none of those things, you're gonna get pregnant. You are. Why do you think these women be doing these cream pie videos? Do you know what cream pie videos are? Like, answer in the comments if you know what a cream pie video is. I'll wait. Oh man, I'll wait. Birth fear from sex with flesh-eating transmitted ones. Yeah, hey, people should be definitely afraid of those. You know what? Nobody knows what cream pie movies are, right? Like the category and adult films called cream pie. But I'll tell you, this is what Kid Organic meant, because I knew what cream when I laughed when he mentioned cream pie about Kenya Moore. I'm gonna tell you, cream pie is when a man, instead of finishing on her breast or her face or in her mouth, he ejaculates inside of her, and then she pushes it out, and it looks like a cream pie. Like if you open up a pie and it just spills, the cream spills out of a pie. That's why it's called cream pie. Or the filling spills out of it. That's why it's called cream pie. That's what that is. Like, why do you think these women like Lily Carter? Lily Carter does. She's a porn actress. She does a lot of cream pie movies and stuff. And she's about this big, and she's never been pregnant. You know why? Because she's on birth control. Or she has a dam inside of her, one or the other. All those cream pie movies, all those men that ejaculate inside of her, and she pushed it out and she ain't get pregnant. Yes, that's what cream pie mean. I know you said yuck, but that's definitely what that is. Be honest with you, that's what it. You said you didn't think you want to know, but now you know. So, you're not. Why do you think these women are able to do these movies? Because they take precautionary methods. All right. Me, I would. That right there means I'm trying to get her pregnant. Outside of the porn industry, if I'm doing that to a female, that means I'm trying to get a female pregnant, and that's not what I want to do. Even at 40, going on 41 years old, because I'm all about meeting somebody that I would want to grow old with and have children with, rather than just trying to, go raw dogging because it feels so good. That's another excuse also, because it feels good. My friend said he believed in a girl tried to tell him that, and then my cousin said his ex-girlfriend don't like condoms, but never got pregnant. You know why? Because she got the thing in her arm and stuff. She said, I want birth control because I like to be with somebody and have unprotected sex without getting pregnant. So she took the precautionary method to do that. My cousin's ex-girlfriend, because she wanted to do, she was with him for a few years. So yeah, that's why I don't like I said, outside the sick or the victimized. No, I have no sympathy for anybody who isn't sick, meaning that they need an ectopic pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancy is when you have a pregnancy outside. You have a pregnancy. The baby starts to grow inside your I believe your fallopian tubes, and it causes a lot of discomfort. It can cause a lot of pain. It's bad. It can mess you up really good if you don't get to it in time. They might have to remove your entire fallopian tubes, which means you will not have any children, or it can cause a lot. It can cause a lot of internal damage. So, ectopic pregnancy and incest and rape. Those are the things that they gotta go. That those right there, that's definitely grounds for abortion to happen. But anything else just to fix your fucking mistakes that you keep making, they ain't even mistakes. It's just stupidity. To fix that, no. You're on your own with that one. And I wish a lot of people would understand that. Like, you're on your own with that. And as a black man, why you think I'm fine with it? You know why I'm fine with it? I think why I believe what I believe, because since 1973 there's been 20 plus million black children aborted. We are only 12-13% of the population. We could be much more if these women didn't have this to fall back on. Or we could still be at 13 because a lot of these women decided to have safe sex. One or the other. Either way, we win. We win either way. That we had a smarter population who didn't have a lot of HIV, AIDS, and STDs, or we have a lot of children born and we had a better representation of people and a better, stronger sense of family. All of that. But no. You said sex stuff is weird to me. I'm asexual. I understand people like and need it. I just never had the desire for it. Can I ask you guys something in the comment section? What are your genders, if you don't mind me asking? Because I like to know. You obviously know I'm a dude. I haven't transitioned over. I was born a kid. I was born a man. So I mean, to be respectful of everyone here. So if you don't mind me asking. Yeah, you are okay. P.O., you're a dude. All right. Like I said, I'm 41, going on 41 in September. How about you, Javavina? You was born female? Okay. So you still carry yourself as a female, or you because when people say I was born female, that means they transitioned over, or they just, I don't know. If you don't mind me asking, because I'm trying to keep this open and honest to everybody. You 32? What? My dog is begging for chocolate. You cannot have any. No. Get down. Get off the microphone. Get down. Get down. No. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, people. That was Petey. Petey's a regular. He is a regular. I know it is. That's why I'm telling them get away from it. I know. No, it's poison. And grapes is poison to you too. No grapes, no chocolate. I can give you baby carrots. I'll give you celery. But, I give them green apples too, but no. I know. You see how I talked to him and he backed off. Because I had him since he was 5 weeks. So, I'm pretty much his father. You can't have none. You ate all of your food already. I gotta get y'all some more dog snacks for their joints. Oh, you carry yourself as genderless? Okay. I understand. That's why asexual. That's alright. That's what that definitely means. Alright. Just making sure, I don't know. I know. I mean, a lot of the people don't show. They don't have a lot of my subscribers don't have an actual picture of themselves. I just wanted to know. No chocolate for him. Definitely no chocolate for him. He know better. So I just give him the death stare. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that whole thing. Because I'm telling you, we only 12% of the population. We could be much more, and we could be much better for each other. Like, we gotta, like you said, P.O., we gotta take control. But I feel as for the part, we on our own, like a lot of, I feel unfortunately a lot of brothers who got sense, who aren't about that life. They like to keep themselves on the straight and narrow. A lot of us, like, we don't get no respect. I mean, watching all the videos of brothers who make a name for themselves or do well for themselves get disrespected by the everyday thug. I know, even like the everyday street dude, the black females, because even the black females who actually have been to college or so, they don't even respect niggas like regular black dudes. They really don't. This is the one thing I disagree with Red Supreme about the whole educated lame thing. I ain't no educated lame. I'm a blue collar dude. I'm a college dropout. But you know what? I'm a college dropout who became an EMT, emergency medical technician. I got a job in that. I'm a housekeeper full time. I'm an EMT part time. I'm a volunteer EMT. So I don't want to hear any like that nonsense. Like, I ain't no lame. But my thing is, even for those who are considered lambs, you were telling me that this man, they trying to say, don't confuse all so-called, I hate that name, educated lame, but don't confuse all of them in that lump sum category as being these men who are complaining that women ain't checking for them. There are men out there who are educated and they don't complain about women on social media, but they all get lump summed as those who do. And even the ones who do complain about these women, I feel their frustration. I feel the frustration coming from them. It's like this. You telling me that I am just an everyday dude, I ain't about that life, I work, and I get disrespected, and I get called all types of names. I get called lame because you want some thug ass dude to protect you. You feel like these are the men, these are the macho men and stuff like that. But then again, I'm not surprised because I've seen a lot of black women start fights, and they want these men to back them up. And I'm like, look, this is why we on our own. Why do you think El Dejanay Lee got her ass beat down there in Texas? First off, you smashed the man's windows because you were blocking him in. You smashed his windows when he came out to record your video. And then you threatened to mace him, smashed his windows in. He pulled out a gun on you, didn't shoot you because you were a black female, not a black man. And then on top of that, you went to try to record him. He slapped the phone out your hand. And then you punched him in the face. And he still didn't shoot you. He beat the dog shit out of you. And left it like that. But you mad, but the black women on YouTube were mad at the brother who was recording it. It was a black man and a white man. You could tell by the way they talk. That you could tell it was a black man and a white man that was in the car together watching this. But they mad at the black man that didn't come in. So he can get shot and killed. I'm crazy. Yeah, I work hard, man. It's very frustrating how hard I work because at my job currently they know I'm one of the stronger workers, and it's not me even trying to make this up. This is not me grandstanding. This is me being honest. I'm one of the stronger workers that can work just about every position. And there's people who are lazy and they will swap me out of an area to work for somebody else because that person is lazy, and they know instead of addressing that person's work ethic, I'm the cleanup dude. I'm tired of being a cleanup man. I'm not the cleanup man when it comes to relationships. That's why I'm tired of being a cleanup man for somebody. I know I clean up for a living, partially, But I'm talking about cleanup man asked for coming in to save the day and fixing the situation and cleaning it up. I'm tired of being that for women. I don't want to be nobody's cleanup man. And black men have this reputation of being cleanup men. We can be like, oh damn. You could be I could be 15-year-old Kareem Outlaw. Yes, my last name is actually Outlaw, Kareem Outlaw. I could be 15-year-old Kareem Outlaw. Like, oh shit, that's my neighbor Cindy. Damn, she fine as hell. Hey, what's going on, Cindy? How you doing? This, that, and the other. Whatever. And stuff like that. She just brush you off. You see her grow up. Next thing you know, y'all get fine and everything. You see her, she older, she 18 years old, blah, blah, blah. She looking better, she thicker, got a little booty. She's still brushing you off. And then you see 25-year-old version of herself with about 2 kids or so. And she looking at you a little bit different now. She was brushing you off for years, but she looking at you a little bit different now. And a lot of dudes were like, I finally got my chance. But they not. I'm like, are you paying attention to what I'm paying attention to? Are you paying attention to what I'm paying attention to? Look at her body. Her body's been destroyed. She got 2 kids that's not even mine. And now, because of all of this, and there's no father in these children's lives, she want to come to me after all this time. This is how a lot of niggas feel. They feel disrespected like that. This is why a lot of these women are online telling you what a real man is, because they realize they are that woman that I just described. They are that woman that I just described. And now they're trying to change the narrative to make you feel guilty for not checking them out in they busted state or their desperate state. And not desperate like I need money. No, they desperate for a man now, finally, a good man. Because these women got this situation where, a lot of these women got this situation where they feel like they can fix men. They like men rough around the edges because they feel like if they fix this man they mold him into something, he's forever in debt to her. But a lot of these dudes know this game. They'll let you take care of them. A lot of these dudes know the game. They'll let these women take care of them. But the moment a better looking female come along, what you think they doing? And I ain't saying all men. I'm just saying the type that a lot of these women are attracted to are like that. And you said, let me see. It's funny because Xanatos Clutch has a really good video on what you're talking about. He uploaded it like an hour ago, basically saying lames will not be the fallback plan. Yes, we're not. We should, like, and I say we not, and I'm saying that because women called me that name, bro. When women had called me that, like, or considered me that, because I'm straight laced. There's only one female I know currently that looks at me better than that, but she's not my type. She's a dear friend, but she's not my type. She's not my type, but she's a dear friend. But I'm honest with her and told her my type of woman. You know, you gotta be health conscious. You really do. Health is very important, like, to me. So anyway, she's one of the only few, and you always end up with the ones that that are not your type. Like, then why can't females try to say, why can't you see past that? I'm like, can you see past a man? Can you see past how much a man makes? Can you see past how tall he is? Can you see past the fact that he's not built like a damn, he ain't got 6-pack abs? Can you see past any of that? I didn't think so. So let me see. And HS39, you said, in my opinion, the government fucked up the family household so much there's no such thing as equal rights. Men works, the women has to decide if she wants to create a family. Well, no. And either way, if you don't support her, you're an asshole. If you don't support her ambitions for family, for being a career woman, you're an asshole who's a selfish asshole. But if you don't support her the way she feels she want to be supported as a housewife, she looking for somebody else on the down low. You know how many housewives out here getting dick down on the side? Lots of them. But they like to push this narrative that it's men who cheat all the time. No, women are just better at it. They've always been better at cheating than men have been. Always been. I don't care what anybody's saying. That's not me being biased. That's fact. Fact that when I found out that a lot of women got exposed for being cheating, like especially celebrity females, I was like, oh shit, she was cheating? And then you find out the truth about situations. Look at Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson cheated on Dave Otunga. This man gave up his in-ring wrestling career to take care of their son David Jr. while she cheated on him with Cali Music. After she went and got that nice body, she lost the weight and stuff. And he liked her the way she was, thicker. And she went and got that body and cheated on him with her damn producer. And now he has primary custody of the son. At first, she was trying to go against that, but then she changed her mind because she's being vindictive. So yeah, women cheat a lot. One female that I used to be very attracted to this one female. She's about a year younger than me. But then on Facebook, I used to call shit out. I used to do statuses talking about how fucked up fucked up and hypocritical the relationships thing is with men and women. And this one female I was attracted to always attacked me because, you know why? Hit dogs holler. When you're indirectly talking about somebody who's guilty of doing the shit I was talking about, they attack you. And I used to talk about how women are hypocrites, they cheat and stuff like that just as much as men, but we are always blamed for stuff that other men are blamed for the shit that they put up with the first guy they was with or the guy before them. That's the thing I don't like. I would never go into a situation trying to put up, it's supposed to make you smarter. You don't treat everybody the same. Like you don't. For example, if I know I got cheated on in my last relationship, I'm not going to be like, well, or I'm going to get with the next woman, but I'm going to treat her like the cheater she is. No. You should be smarter. Like, hey, I realized that was a red flag. I realized that was a red flag. I realized that was a red flag. Now in this new relationship, I know what to look out for. And I know how to address it. Initially, nip it in the bud. Don't go into it just closed off completely, you know. But a lot of people don't think about that. And military wise go crazy when they marry. Yeah, this dude recently, I think Brian Solange did a story, I think, about a military man that killed his cheating wife. He shot her to death. I'm like, damn. But it happens quite often. It really happened. The military thing, I'm glad I ain't deployed. Good God. Yeah, you're supposed to get smarter, not more defensive. I understand a lot of women don't get smarter. That's why they just keep doing the same thing they're going to do. And back on the female I was talking about on Facebook, when I called out stuff, I don't know her from a can of paint. I just know that she's damn sexy. That's what I thought about her. Never really met her. I only see her here and there inside Jersey City. Don't know her, don't hang out with her and stuff. I went to school with her cousin, okay? So, anyway, I was calling out stuff and she was indirectly saying stuff about me. I'm stupid. I don't see that she's talking about me because I just put up the status. You think I'm really dumb? But then I found out about her from another friend. They was like, other friends like, no, she's like this. She like, Kareem, I kicked her out of the group session because she was just in there talking. She talks so much stuff about how she cheats on her man. This is a relationship forum, and she talks about how this same chick that got mad and defensive over me and unfriended me on Facebook years back, she got so mad because of what I put up. But this chick was admitted that she had a boyfriend. She come back home, she done sucked the nigga dick. That nigga came in her mouth, and she came home and kissed her boyfriend, and he ain't know any better. And she felt empowered over that. That is disgusting. That is so damn disgusting. And this is what we have to deal with out here. We have to deal with out here. But of course, it's always a one-sided thing. Women and men, we have to deal with this out here. But on social media, I'm getting this narrative that is predominantly the man's fault, and I don't stand for that. I don't stand for that at all. And I never did. And the day I started calling out females equally is the females get so offended over that. Why? Let me see. Let me say it's true. If a man's working and providing, the wife has to cook and clean, look at the kids. Nowadays, a woman can't even cook, can't raise the kids properly, use government money. I can tell you one thing, man. Even if you are a career woman, you gotta know how to cook for yourself. I don't live with a wife. I live in a big studio. It's a big studio because there's a lot of room in here. I live in a big studio in my family home. And I've been cooking for myself since I was 12. Yeah, my mom, when she used to live here many years ago, and before she left the house under our care, she's still alive. Don't worry. She's retiring soon. But I've been cooking since I was 12. But I really started cooking for myself when I hit my teens. But I've been cooking since I was 12 years old for about 28 years. For 29, going on 29 years, I learned how to cook about 29 years ago. So yeah, it's very important because this is another thing that leads to the whole health thing. A lot of these women today don't know how to cook. A lot of them don't know how to cook. And it hits their health a lot. In the black community, like obesity and our women are like synonymous now. And that's another reason why I have the preference I have. I like women who keep themselves in shape. Okay? And that don't mean I'm looking for a Barbie. Okay? Because if that's the case, I wouldn't care so much. I wouldn't be on here talking so much. But I care about my women. I love my women. But they gotta love me back. And that don't mean just because I'm not getting the love doesn't mean I'm abandoning ship. I know how it is. I know how ugly it is out here. I know what they think about me because of the color of my skin. I know what other women think about me. They look at us like they think of us as like just sexual fetishes. Unless you are a man, if you got money, if you're a black man who got a career, like you're an athlete or you got a rap career and stuff, yeah, you high priority to these non-black women. But if you are just a regular everyday working black man, you are for the most part a sexual fetish. You are. She thinking stereotypes about you and stuff. That's about it for the most part. I ain't say all. That's what I said for the most part. That's what. Unless I don't even know what happened to love today, man. I don't even know what happened to love. It's like that's not even a driving force behind marriage. Like it's not even love ain't even the driving force behind marriage anymore. That I don't get. Somebody sent me a message. Let me see. Oh, this one right here. Look at this video, like this daily memes, and it says, what's up? She's like, hey. And the guy says, how much do you weigh? And she said, that's relevant because he's like, you're worried about height. Why can't I be worried about weight? He's like, LOL, my bio's a joke. I mean, you can know, but like, don't come out the gate about how much you weigh. Oh shit. Let's see what the next one is. And she said on her dating profile, hit me up. Let's see where things go. Hit me up. I'm not looking to send you news. And don't hit me up unless you under 6. Don't hit me up if you under 6 foot tall. So somebody took a picture of her profile on Twitter, and then they took a picture of the inbox, and he was like, how much do you weigh? Well, you can tell she's big.
You said I need to explore all the ethnicities of women outside the U.S. So first-gen immigrants, bro. I'm telling you, I know. I know. I really do. It's hard to around here. Like I know New York City. I know New York City is an option for me, but the women over there, because you gotta have an arm and a leg to live in New York City. A lot of these women around there, that's what they looking for in a man. They're looking for a man that's gonna help and well off, because New York, unfortunately, New York women are materialistic in that sense, because New York narrates the fact that you have to live in an expensive you have to have finances to live in that city, and living in some place that costs financially a lot is like an accomplishment to the average New York female. Now I'm like, hell no. I'm blue collar. I got my money is very limited, and it goes to what it needs to go to, and I need to build up more of it and stuff. Of course. Why you think I got my certifications? I'm trying to actually get to a point where I can work a good job and I can actually build money and have disposable income when I need it. You know? One situation, if I got one situation I need to get out of, that will set me back. I don't want that. I want to be able to get out of multiple situations. You get what I'm saying? But people, this is the thing today. People think that everyone, you should be making this money. I don't know why you haven't do it. And then they push the whole college thing on you. I'm like, you know how many chicks out here got college careers and they are broke as shit, but they be fronting on Twitter. You see them like that with their glass of champagne, or they take a picture on vacation that they couldn't afford to take because they should be paying off their loans. There's a lot of these women out here are full of shit, full of it. That be fronting. I'm talking about the ones on dating profiles and doing all this stuff, and then they have all these different rules. And I'm telling you, like, dating profiles is hard for me to do because I'm black, and like I said, they really I'm on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to other ethnicities from American women, and I'm totally fine with that because I'm confident with who I am. My thing is that I just know if I'm on this part of the totem pole, I'm not going to be messing with these chicks like that. I'm not going to be trying to push the narrative, and I'm not going to be on like, why don't nobody like me? Fuck that. What's going on, Legendary? How you doing? So I'm not going to be on there doing that, and I just feel like a lot of this is a waste of time. Oh man, speaking of profiles, dating profiles, did I tell you guys my partner director, my department director of environmental services she's like a year older than me, and I ran across her dating profile on OkCupid, and I told people about it, and at work, and I was like, yo, here's a profile right there. I know it was mean, it was fucked up, but I didn't care. She called me into the office. Man, she was mad, but there was nothing she could do about it. It's a public profile. When you're on a dating profile, it's public. It's grounds for scrutiny. She's like, well, I could have told people about your dating profile. I'm like, go ahead, tell them about it. I'm looking to find a female. Tell females about it. I ain't got nothing to hide. What you think I'm on there for? Thank you, Legendary, for dropping the like. I mean, I know this is how these demographics run in these things. You gotta drop a like on it. So you said the black man is the most attractive man on earth. Yeah, it's been scientifically proven. Yeah, but in America, they always emphasize on the stuff the negative stuff. The negative stuff. They always emphasize on it. Like, did you hear about Norway? The Princess Martha of Norway. She's divorced with 3 full-blood Norwegian children, but now she's dating this guru, this black guru that worked with Gwyneth Paltrow and stuff. People, Hollywood gurus. She's with him, and they happy, they like each other, and all the Norwegian people are talking about the fact that the children, if they had children, that they would be half black. But nobody's talking about Meghan Markle child with Prince Harry, right? You see what's different about that situation, right? It's a black man. And Meghan Markle was a biracial female. She don't even consider herself. She don't even look at that. Yep. But yeah, Princess Martha has been divorced for a long time. She was divorced. Her children are up there, like early to mid-teens. So, but she with this guy. He was a guru. He's like one of those self-help gurus, the ones that talk about energy and mental mind state and stuff. One of those namaste health gurus. And Princess Martha in Norway, she's been split for a while, and she met him and stuff, and he helped her out, and then they vibed well, and now she was like, look. And they immediately jumped on the fact that if she have children by him. I'm like, wow, that's fucked up. And she addressed it on too, like, look, you don't tell me what to do with who I do whatever I want. Now you can put me in whatever bubble you want, but I ain't in that bubble. So I think Kid Organic did a video about that. So let me catch up with this. Let me see. And what did Paul Mooney say on the Chappelle Show? Speaking of what you said, P.O., he's like, everybody want to be a nigga, but don't want to be a nigga. That's true. Copy mannerisms, copy dress styles and stuff like that. A lot of styles that I don't really follow myself, but like I don't like the pants off the ass. But I saw a lot of non-black dudes doing that, and if they knew what the pants hanging off the ass was all about, they would pull them motherfuckers up immediately. Ask Fleece Johnson. He'll tell you. Fleece Johnson will tell you. Let me see if I can find Alright, let's see if I can find it. Fleece Johnson will tell you.
But when Lockup visited Kentucky State Penitentiary, we met Fleece Johnson, a longtime inmate who practices a very different kind of homosexuality.
But we have sexual desires, right? So you got a bunch of men locked up in one place. All of them get hard. All of them's horny. All of them got sexual desires. So what are they going to do? You won't let them have a woman. Somebody's going to have to give us some booty. And it's just as simple.
The most memorable story that Fleece told us was about the place and importance that booty has in a maximum security penitentiary. And he went on about it and on about it.
In his prison, booty was more important than food. Booty, a man's butt. I'm serious. It was more booty, having some booty was more important than drinking water. I like booty.
Johnson went on to tell our crew how he used to satisfy his sexual desires, especially during the 1970s and 80s, when he was most active and prison security was more lax.
When I see one, and he looks good to me. When I go see him, I say, you come here.
I like you. I want you.
I say, I'm telling you what. I like you, and I want you.
It's the easy way or hallway.
We can do it the easy way or the hard way. So the choice is yours, right? And it was always yes.
Johnson also also had a warning for the new generation of
This right
inmates.
here, sagging
They might be
pants.
asking for trouble from
Sagging
old-timers.
pants.
You know, they got this thing where they sag their pants past their butt. It's a style. They call it some sort of gangster style. You know, it's sexy to us, right? And see, but they weren't prepared for this, right? So you sag your pants in her, man, somebody be up in your butt, you know, and it's just that simple.
Johnson even let the lockup crew know that when he was in his prime, they wouldn't be safe from his advances either.
If y'all had been in her back then in them days, and as much as I like booty, I probably felt one of y'all butts. And y'all was walking past me.
I am what I am.
And dared you to say so.
That's what he said.
I'm not no shame in my game. This is nothing that I'm ashamed to admit. I am what I am.
See?
I'm a warrior too, you know, so let that be known. I'm a warrior.
Yep, that is definitely prison style, man. And a lot of guys came out here from prison, didn't leave the prison behind. They were always open for business. Came home, have sex with the first woman they saw, try to erase it from their memories. Probably gave that woman an STD, or that woman gave them an STD because it was probably a hooker. And here we go. Yep, I would love my freedom way too much. I agree. But yeah, this is the style. That's one of the styles. That's one of the things I do not tolerate. Styles. I will not wear my pants like that. I see grown men doing that, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, if you conduct yourself during the day and you work a job and you wear a slacks shirt and tie, when you come home, why are you wearing your pants like that? Like, I don't like that. I understand that some people put on suits to go to work and pretend to be somebody, but that's one thing I don't get that. I don't like that. And I'm straight seeing guys who doing that and they drawers not even up. It's like they don't even have no drawers on. You wearing saggy boxers so people seeing your ass too? They not seeing your ass in your boxers, they seeing your complete crack. Like, even women today, not sagging their pants. Women don't wear their pants up high enough, and they wear low cut drawers. Sometimes I don't even think they wear any. You know what I mean? Women are, I see bent over and I see the crack of their ass. Even at work, women with uniform on, I see that, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, even they getting down to it? But a lot of people need to understand. It's some other Fleece Johnsons that we don't know. Yeah, a lot of them are walking out here in the hood where I'm at in Jersey City. A lot of Fleece Johnsons. A lot of them. Found out one of my co-workers, like, all this time I ain't realized he was looking at me like lunch meat. I don't think he ain't no prison guy, but he's like in his day, man, please. You say your cousin's in the 50s still sagging? Jesus Christ. Hell, even men are wearing tight jeans from the private sector, whatever they call the public sector. Damn, bro, really? Damn. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's crazy. I don't even know what to think anymore. But, like, what I was talking about earlier, like the whole situation with me, like, on dating profiles, it's hard, bro. And then I look at myself and I'm like, I'm like in my early 40s, and I'm like, bro, a lot of these women out here are aging like spoiled milk, because this is once again why health is very important. How I'm young, how I'm older than you, but I look younger than you, or you look older than me at the same age. Like, you said, Pierre, I had a gay guy wink at me when I was registering for community college several years back. once on the way in, once on the way out. I'm like, oh dear. And a lot of them back then, I think today a lot of them have stopped fucking with people because it was this whole thing. Remember when the whole gay bashing started? Like when that whole thing was, oh, he's a gay basher, he's beating up gay people and stuff like that whole thing. A lot of it was not saying it was warranted or deserved. This is not me saying that. I'm saying a lot of it started because of things like that. It was more than just winking. It was advancements where a guy was like, look, I'm straight, leave me alone. Oh, you straight? Oh, not till I get my hands on you. Stuff, I've seen it happen in person. I'm like, stop that. I ain't saying I'm not advocating being violent, but stop, because you antagonize the wrong people and this is what happens. And like you said, Java Benham, a lot of them are wearing themselves out. Yes. You know, around here, the life expectancy of a female, not life expectancy, the young black female in her prime, the age where they reach their prime and then they start descending is their early 20s. Some of them before that. Because a lot of them don't care about their health. As long as they got that fat ass and they can get the men, they can get the boys looking at them, and then next thing you know, they back to the whole thing about them not wearing condoms. They end up pregnant, and then that fat ass is followed up by a sloppy gut. They don't wear shirts long enough to hang over their gut. And they don't think about losing it because they start losing sense of themselves, because there's always these guys out here telling them, oh, damn, you look good and stuff, come on, let me hit that. And those thirsty Negroes need to stop being so thirsty, because they're putting the mindset into these women's head that these women don't have to be up to snuff to catch them a black man. This is how black women see themselves for the most part. They don't need to change their physical. They don't need to change their health habits, because there's always some thirsty nigga that's gonna put his damn dick in a water buffalo. Too many simps and too many cleanup men out here, and most cleanup men are simps. Then the other cleanup men are just guys who like big girls. There's nothing wrong with that, but all big girls get mad when they don't get the skinny nigga like me that they want. Not all big girls, but a lot of them do. Not all. Sorry about that. A lot of them get mad when they don't get a guy like me, because I'm like, look, you think I was born like this? I just stayed like this? Like, I tell you, if I didn't start working out a couple years ago, I would look like All Might from My Hero Academia when he's in his normal mode. When he, I would look like All Might. You know who All Might is from My Hero Academia when he's his true self from the injuries. I would look like that. That's how skinny and gaunt I was. So I worked to get to 191 pounds that I'm at now. You know? Let me see. I'm getting messages here. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's why it's important to me, because this is work. Like, this is work. Like, keeping yourself in shape is work. It don't come easy. But a lot of them got this mindset. They feel like if they get if they can win you over by giving you the vagina, you will forget about everything else. And a lot of guys, we need to stop being like that. Because if I was like that, boy, I would not be on here telling you guys about the issues I'm having. I would probably be as oblivious to them as hell. But no, I woke up one day and was like, you know what? I had to get myself out of this situation I was getting into constantly, where I was with women, I go on these long periods and not being with in a relationship, but the moment a female tell me what I want to hear, I was all over her and stuff because she was giving me a lot of sex, but she was giving me that to try to blind me from who she truly was. And I was too stupid and pussy hazed not to acknowledge it. And then I realized I'm making a mistake. It's me. I'm making a mistake. I need to fall back. I really need to fall back. And that's what I've been doing since 2015, to be honest with you. I've been doing that. And see, that's the difference between people with sense and people who don't have any sense, and they run with insanity. And what's insanity? Doing the same things repeatedly and expecting different results. I'm gonna keep dating Mr. No Good because one day I'm gonna get me a no good that treats me good. Or I'm looking for a man who's a thug and a gentleman. I'm looking for a guy out there who's a hustler, but he takes care. He spends time with his kids. Where he's taking them to the corner. What if when he's in a situation where he pissed off the wrong people and you get your child gets shot out there? Like, come on, have some sense. Exactly, it does go back to getting smarter. A lot of them don't get smarter. They're so stubborn. And I don't care how many tests you passed, what degree you got. If you stubborn, you're just as well as stupid. Yes, thug and a gentleman. I had one fly ass Latina female I knew. She was thick, had big breasts, big ass, small waist. Thug and a gentleman. You gotta understand, I hate cops. This, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, whatever. You stupid. And it wasn't even me trying to get with her like that. I just listen. I used to just on my update look at her fucking rhetoric and everything she talked about and how many different dudes she was with. And I'm like, you know what? I'm older than her. Let me try to school this bitch on something before she makes too many mistakes. Nope. Ain't doing it no more. I'm not doing it no more. Because it's hard to actually try to help a lot of these people. I'm not even helping. No, I'm not giving no more advice. So a lot of them, this me right here, I can do this. Hopefully somebody learns from that. But for me personally, if I keep seeing a person I know or associated with make the same mistakes, I'm good. Hayes on X, how you doing? I'm doing good, man. Excuse me. I'm just doing here, pouring out, my soul and my opinions and everything. We went from different topics to gaming, from Game of Thrones, Star Wars, to Black Society, to relationships. We all over the place right here. That's what I've been up to. So yeah, like you said, Java, being the thug and the gentleman thing makes no sense. What he gonna say? He like, excuse me, ma'am. Give me your Can you please give me your wallet and your pocketbook, because I would have to strike you and I would have to take it from you. Thank you. Thug and the gentleman. Or you want him to beat what you mean thug? A dude that beat a guy down but he still hold the door for you? Yeah, that's I guess. Go figure, knock yourself out, go wild. I don't know. It's like a lot of stuff makes sense. Like the whole story. You heard of the whole story back in the day, right? How Will Smith was really into Pepper from Salt and Pepper, but she was like, he's a cornball. And then now she was like, you know what? I wish I could have got with somebody with like him. After you've been ran through by different dudes like Tretch from Naughty by Nature and stuff like that. Tretch ain't that guy. So yeah, it happens like that. And that once again goes to not being somebody's cleanup guy. Don't be the cleanup guy. Will moved on a long time ago. Let me see. Are they dumb or are they women today are more dumb or less dumb? It depends. No, they not. I think they less dumb, but because they know how to milk this thing for what it's worth. I mean, this is why we have the Me Too movement, and how they can throw accusations and throw fingers and victimize a man and ruin his career before the truth even comes out. They know that in domestic disputes, even if they throw hands on you and you have to knock her out because she hurt you or you didn't hurt her, they know that the law is on their side. They know that the court system is on their side when it comes to custody and child support. So no, women are less dumb, but they're worse when it comes to how they treat men. But once again, like I always say, it's always your fault. It's always the man's fault. Where I'm from, it's always the black man's fault. Every time I see something on YouTube, there's some commentary about something stuff like they hate the fact that they hate the fact that more black men date interracially than they do. And they try to make it sound like you're a sellout if you do, but no, they hate the fact that you're more successful at it as a black man than they are as black women. Because be honest with you, on dating sites, they are the least desired women. And they can't stand Asian and white women because white women and Asian are more desired. Especially by white men. They wouldn't be desired by white men just like certain white women desire us, or certain non-black women desire us more, from female desiring black men to white men desiring black women. This is why they like that fantasy. They like scandal because of that shit. They like scandal because the president was bending over his black mistress in the damn broom closet. They like the fact that he allegedly so in love with her, with Olivia Pope, but he ruined his career if he's shown that he had a mistress. They like that fantasy. They like that role playing. That's why I look at the situation with Taye Diggs. I saw a meme with Taye Diggs and his white ex-wife, and the meme with Paula Patton and Robin Thicke, when they used to be married. And on one side, the side with Paula Patton and Robin Thicke, oh, there you go, girl, love is blind, this, that, and the fourth. But on the other half of it with Taye Diggs is, well, oh, he's weak, he don't know how to handle a black woman, blah, 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 this, that, and the fourth. You see that? My cousin always wanting a tough dude. She ended up getting someone who beat her up all the time. And I've seen a lot of women, speaking of that same thing, Java Bean, I've seen a lot of women go gay and turn lesbian and date a really rough, like a real mannish one, and get the same type of treatment. They get their asses beat by that what we call stud. We see them get beat up by studs all the time. And then we see them getting beat up by all the time. You say, Nipsey Zone, they say, goddamn, it's true. Like, true is black men are more wanted by other races of women than black. Yeah, it is. And they can't stand that. If black women can date out successfully, they won't be online trying to call us coons and say that we are dominated by white men. They trying to make us feel so bad. Like, look at Cynthia G. But she's a fucking laughing stock. I don't care how many black women support her. How you pregnant by Robert Perkins? Nigga got 5 kids by 4 different baby mamas. Now he got you pregnant by him. And I know she didn't get it aborted, because when she used to do live videos, and I saw her, like, I could tell she was pregnant. You could see the stomach was there, the breasts were fuller. And then she went to going to only video, voiceover only when she did her videos. And I was like, yup. So when this all came out about Robert, like, she been pregnant for a while. And then you move from Seattle. She's from Seattle where there's barely any black people. Of course she can't stand black men. These are women are more carrying when the man is beating her down. They are more caring. They are more caring. They like, some women like that, like they like the drama. My cousin told me he had to stop talking to this one female because she initiated arguments, and she was like, she couldn't, she that's what it was with her ex-boyfriend. It made her feel like wanted. I was like, damn, he must really neglected you. You know? He must really have neglected you. or something, and then came home and was fucking around, like he was fucking around with other women and neglected you, and now you pushing that same unresolved pain onto my cousin. That's how it was. But speaking of relationships, did you hear about that 25-year-old dude from the Bronx? He murdered his 21-year-old girlfriend because he killed her because she came home late, even though he was trying to tell her to get come home now. She was out with her friends, and I guess he knows she was up to no good, or he thought she was up to no good. Did you hear about that? Yeah, drama. Yes, they do. They confuse drama with passion. That's exactly what it is. They're two different things. But people like to interpret what they want to interpret for the simple fact that I don't know. That's how they were raised. They watched their parents go through it. Like where I'm from, a lot of these girls watch their mother go through it and stuff. And yes, speaking on my personal experiences, a lot of women will pull out all the brakes for some dick. I'm not even joking about that. They will pull out all the stops for that. Be honest with you, they would. They have a dude that's no good. They know this dude he ain't about getting a job. But if he giving her proper dick, or he giving her the attention that she want, she will put up with it. She will put up with it. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, you can't, like I said, this is why I don't give advice to a lot of them. Because a lot of women like to just hear themselves talk. They want to hear you. They want you to spill out all their problems, and then they don't want you to criticize them for what they've done wrong. I've seen a lot of memes where a lot of women saying, guys, you need to understand, when a woman says she needs someone to talk to, she just wants you to sit back and listen to her problems. I'm like, oh, fuck no. Because if I put out my problems like that, I would get blasted. Tell me to man up. Pull up my skirt, do all this other stuff. You see, this is why you talking about all these guys out here, this whole so-called toxic masculinity bullshit. This is because a lot of these women around here played a part in it. These women make these men feel ashamed for feeling bad about things, feeling emotions about stuff, and then when that man bottle up all his emotions and show you a fucking unhinged side of him, oh, it's toxic masculinity. Why he treat women like this is toxic masculinity. He's treating women like that because you and women of your ilk have pretty much raised him to do that type of thing. Okay? There you have. Stop doing it. Stop acting like a little girl. This, that, and stop acting like a bit. Like, I heard this girl raise her voice at her 4-year-old boy for crying over something. Why you act like a bitch? Shut the fuck up. Out here. I'm like, are you serious? Damn, I wanted to punch the shit out of her. And then this is female that live like a couple of blocks away from him. And I'll be walking my dogs here. He don't want to get out the car, because I think he be coming, like his grandmother be dropping him off from being with her and his father and stuff, and he didn't want to get out the car, and she in there like reaching the car, punching her own child and stuff. I'm like, wow, but black men, we the monsters, we the boogeyman, right? Go figure. But it's a mess overall. But I'm about to hang this one up for the day and stuff. Thank y'all for checking out my live stream. But I'm about to end this one. Stuff, go get cleaned up for the day and take care of some things I need to take care of. And thank you, everybody. Yeah, very good stream. Thank y'all for showing up. P.O., Java Bina, Zone X, Legendary, A.O., HS, was it? I'm sorry, HS39, yep. And who else showed by besides Legend? Yeah, everybody. Thank y'all all. But I'm gonna end this one now. It's a mess, man. It's crazy. But thank y'all for listening, and could y'all please drop a like on this one, for the analytics reasons or anything. I wouldn't ask that if these analytics on YouTube weren't important. That's all. But have a good day, y'all. Have a good rest of Sunday, and hopefully your work week goes good along with mine's. I hope mine's go work good as well. But have a good day, y'all. Peace.